Hello, Aquarius. It's umomgtarot, and this is your next serious relationship reading. So, we're gonna start with the Zodiac Oracle, and heck, I got a waterfall. There's some of my favorite stones are up in there. You got some petrified wood, you got some howlite up in there, you got some other stuff. This, to me right now, it feels a little bit loud, but we'll have to see how. Let me know if it's too loud and I'll turn this tranquil waterfall off if it's distracting. Alright, so we're going to start with the Zodiac Oracle and kind of carve out the personality type of this person. And then we're going to use the Romance Angels to carve out the theme. And then that will be followed by a spread. So stay tuned, Aquarius. You've been patiently waiting, and now your reading is here. First card. Everybody's getting Scorpio. Everybody's on that Scorpio kick. Okay, so Aquarius, your partner, I feel like it's more, this pertains to a sexual type relationship, and it pertains to a deep connection. So it's one of those, never had a lover quite like this person, or something I feel spiritually with this person. There's something, they have me shooketh. But it's a very intense feeling and association. And the reason I say it very sexual is because Scorpios are typically very sexual, and like the more they're in love or the more they're connected to their partner, the better their sexual encounters are. Although they love a one night stand, why not? And then we have Pluto energy, so more Scorpio energy. Pluto is about death and rebirth. It feels a little bit like Saturn. It feels a little bit like Mars as well, which is also a Scorpio energy. But Pluto is more about the overall theme of regeneration. It's about you used to be a bully, but now you're like this anti-bully advocate, and it's because of your first-hand experience. So it's about death and rebirth. So you're this great person now, but it comes from something that wasn't so great. But are you still considering, thinking so lowly of yourself because of who you were in the past, or are you grateful because of who it made you in the future? It's all about death and rebirth. So we also have to consider taking the attributes that we don't necessarily enjoy about ourselves and thinking of a self that would have that type of disposition where I'm glad I was like that before, because it taught me firsthand how to not be that way, and I've conquered it, and you know what that Scorpio energy is about. And then of course we have Sagittarius, another sign that I identify as very, very sexual and somewhat afraid of commitment. So your next serious relationship will involve somebody who is afraid of commitment. This makes me feel like it's a kind of like a drawn out thing, similar to an earth sign where they like to take their time when they're choosing a partner for the long term. But it's also a testament to Sagittarius. Like, they like to be free, they like to have adventure, they like to have fun, they like to, live life, damn it. But Sagittarius has something in common with Aquarius, and not just the last few letters of their names. They like to be free. Freedom is one of the biggest things, and that's what makes you guys compatible, or that's where you see eye to eye. Scorpio, Pluto, Sagittarius. So this person, overall, they're intense, but they're also free. They want loyalty, but they also want freedom, so they're somewhat of an oxymoron. I guess they have their topics that they feel that way strongly and less strongly about. But Pluto is about reinventing themselves, so I feel like they're the type of person that's trying to change and be better, or trying to observe their past and really consider who they want to be in the future. And that's a really great thing, because as a Sagittarius energy, they could be very passive about planning, because Sagittarius like to go with the flow, and then they like to kind of do the higher learning thing where they become Buddhist monks in some regard, some aspect of their life. So let's take a look at the Romance Angels Oracle cards. Let's see what themes come up for this pairing. Here we go. Aquarius. First card. Love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. That's true. That is very true, because the number one thing about Aquarius is that people fall in love with you because of your uniqueness. And some Aquarius people, their thing is trying to fit in and trying to be like everyone else. And I feel like that's part of their evolutionary process, because that's where you kind of are before you decide or accept the fact that you're not normal. You're not like everyone else. There's something about you that's a little bit different. And for those that know you, it wouldn't be about, oh, they're so lovingly this and so positive, and so it's not. It's like an augmented version of something. So if people are progressive, you're super progressive and you think a little bit differently, so you also embody progressiveness. So it's almost like you're not trying to be weird at all, but on the mirror perspective of you, it's just there's so much to love about you. So hopefully you have a easier time with the whole love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. Perhaps you need to stop doubting the fact that you're wicked. You're an ascended Pisces, Aquarius, so you got some stuff going on. Hopefully you know that all day, every day. Perhaps it's something that's diluted in your mind where you're like, I just wish I could not be all Aquarius. Like, I hear what they say. I know what they say about Aquariuses. Something about them Aquariuses. And for me, since I have a twin, when you're different from everyone else, it makes me so jealous. Envious, at least. So your next card is Reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life. That might be a reason to love yourself first, so that you know the decision you're making is for your highest good. Reconciliation and healing, that doesn't necessarily mean, getting back together definitively. I mean, it could be a step towards it. Reconciliation means healing. It means resolving the past. Some call it closure, but you don't need the other person to necessarily have closure, right? So you can, if it doesn't matter for whatever reason this person left you, hurt you, or did not meet your expectations, they weren't a match, and that's the bottom line, right? So reconciliation, when it comes up, it's almost a feeling that you get. Nobody really knows the date and time that they were over that person, but it's reconciliation coming up is when you have that moment that you resolve in your mind and in your heart that, oh yeah, that's why that happened. It's vexing. It's a vexing situation, but I don't feel angry anymore. I don't care. Oh yeah, you know what I mean? It's that energy. It's that attitude towards whatever is hurting you, because pain just goes on and on. Dissipates over time. But reconciliation is like, this doesn't have control over my emotions anymore. And that's such a valuable feeling, especially when it comes to death and rebirth. Regeneration, reconciliation, true love. This is the romance of a lifetime. Hey, Aquarius, I like it. I don't know why, but I like it. I'm gonna move these up so that you can see them. And there we go. So overall, your spread, it looks like this person is very deeply connected to you. Again, it could be somebody from the past. I say that because of the reconciliation thing and the whole, I have to realize that it's important to love myself first. So this could even be a person that you walked away from, or you wanted to be freedom, but the whole idea of freedom was a thing. This could have been a person who was going through something and they wanted to reinvent themselves, and they became somebody that you didn't recognize, but it was kind of a growing process or a phase. And they wanted to be free to do whatever it is they wanted to do, whatever they wanted to achieve. But behind it, beneath the surface, is something that is super deep for them, and they might not have been able to articulate what that was, or why they had to take their space, or why they had to take time to go rebirth themselves. They had to figure out who they were again, because I guess when you get in a relationship, you kind of lose yourself, and you kind of believe your person's perspective of you because you trust them, right? But then over time, they're less impressed. It's like working somewhere. Like on the outside, it's awesome, but then when you work for that company, you're just like, I know the inner workings and the markups. Not impressed. So I feel like, I guess you guys needed space, and this person needed to evolve as a person, and there needed to be some reconciliation of things. So when you take a step back from a relationship, you actually have that whole hindsight is 20/20 thing going, and you're like, they messed up, but you know what? The only reason I was just obsessed with them, and I messed up too. Because if I was focusing on myself, none of all that stuff would have really bothered me as much as it did. So there's always something to be personally accountable for, and not so that you take all the blame, but so that you can resolve something in your head that reconciles the whole situation. Like, next time my vetting process will be better. Next time I know what somebody, like, next time I'll make my intentions clear from day 1 or day 2, or, like, you know what I mean? You have standards that you never would have even thought of having because of this relationship. So let's look at the spread. And wowzer, we're 10 minutes in and I didn't even look at the spread yet. So that's a thing. Okay, Aquarius, you guys might be having one of the longest readings as of recent. So let's have a look at your spread. Here we go. So, Aquarius. 5 of Swords. Interesting. I'm telling you, 5 of Swords, that's change, that's disrupting the norm. That's a very uncomfortable, and it's a number that you should use when you're flexing resilience, when you're trying to be agile. With the 8 of Wands, which further lets me know that this person is going out of their way to reach out to you. We got the 10 of Swords. In the past, backstabbery, right? Backstabbery. So they may have let you down in some way or another. It felt like a betrayal, but it was mostly the ending of a scenario. This is when, you know, it's the end AF. You feel me? So then we have the 10 of Wands in reverse, and then we have the 3 of Cups. All right, so another card of reconciliation. But let's look at the reading, the whole spread, and it looks pretty jumbled from there. So let me just pick them up. 5 of Swords. So we've come to know 5 of Swords as, you know, there's wins and losses. I want to walk towards something, but when I do that, I know I'm walking away from something else. And you see it in relationships where one person isn't evolved yet and they're still growing and they don't understand how to articulate it. So they say, I don't know, I just need space. I need to go do my own thing. I'm breaking up with you, or I cheated, and you know what I mean? They're still growing, trying to figure out what they want and who they are. Am I that guy? Am I that girl? Do I cheat? Do I date a bunch of people? What am I? I'm trying to figure it out, and I'm going to make mistakes, and it's just because I don't have the mental capacity to address these things head on. I'm immature. You know what I mean? It's like, it's growing pains, essentially. And this is about the way people think. 5 of Swords. So it's about having conflict or some type of painful experience that was uncomfortable, and it's about moving forward and kind of cutting your losses for the most part. And then you have this person reaching out, and this is making a special effort to reach out. This is like trying to hold that boombox at the window to get your attention type of reaching out, and there could be some travel involved. So if this person has to go out of their way and they don't live near you, or there's been distance and they have to go out of their way to create some type of connection with you, it could be that person, especially if they were battling with something where they had to choose you over something else. So sorry, I also say that, you know, 5's a very competitive number, so it's almost like they're wanting to choose a relationship and they want to choose a single life as well. So they have a lot of things going on. Maybe family is even a factor. But I feel like it was more of a hectic time where they're just, you know, doing whatever and wanting to be free. Then you have the 10 of Swords, where something had to come to an end, and perhaps that was you two. Perhaps that was your relationship, your communication. There's a lot of clouds and confusion here, but one thing's for sure is that there's 10 swords and this person's back. They're lying down. Why do they look like they're just taking a nap, though? That's so weird. I would be like, holding my back if this was a picture of me. But this is hovering over the reconciliation card. Someone from your past is returning and you're trying to heal, and I feel like this is the scenario that you're trying to heal from. The 10 of Swords. The moment that you felt backstabbed and completely, you know, I'm putting a lot of emphasis on the backstabbing, but this is really just like, this is the end, and there's no going back from this end. It's that type of feeling that was evoked out of you when this person disappointed you, and that's what you're trying to heal from. That's what you know, this person's trying to essentially rebirth your image of them. Like they have something there to prove, and that's why they're making this special effort. Pluto, death and rebirth, reconciliation. This is somebody who's trying to have that redemption story, where they hurt you and let you down to the most hardcore extent, but they want to carry the burden of making it better. They want to reach out, they want to put in the time and the effort, and they want to haul all of the baggage to the top of the castle and join you. So I feel like this person your next serious relationship is somebody who comes with a lot of like, I need to forgive this, I need to forgive that, but rest assured this person seems to be true love. This is the romance of a lifetime. And everybody knows that a romantic tale begins with adversity, right? There's usually butterflies, and then there's adversity, there's hardship, there's people getting in the way, there's competition, there's making a special effort to be together to prove love, there's disappointment, all that. I just read you Romeo and Juliet. Right, but this 10 of Wands in reverse is about burden and understanding that there's a long road ahead. So if this person comes back and you're like, well, I'm not even happy that they're coming back, just know that they are aware that there's a long road ahead before there is reconciliation, because they're trying to get to their true love. And you should acknowledge that there's 2 10s here, and 10 is a card of completion. So this is almost like completing a cycle, which is what Pluto, again, is all about. Death, rebirth. You have the 3 of Cups here, and this is another card that represents reconciliation. So for some of you, when you guys were apart, it kind of created division in your friend group. You know, some people took your side, some people took their side, people sneaking around talking to, but this brings everyone together. This is fruitful, and this makes everyone a lot more than just you two happy. It could be family, it could be friends, I don't know. You could solidify the relationship at a party, or, you know, have this reconciliation at a party where mutual friends are, and that's why you reconnect. All factors involve friends or a third party, creating some type of happy atmosphere, or creating the climate, the environment for you to regenerate those feelings, because we're on that RE kick, and I think it is through friendship. So for some of you, reconciliation means becoming friends, or amicable at the very least. For some of you, it means taking your sweet time. You should probably call attention to that. Evolution is a slow process, right? But you definitely want to make sure you're seeing the effort that you deserve, and not in like a malicious way. You know, you don't have to come at it with all 10 swords like in the way they did, because you're not that person. You could be cold because you're Aquarius. You know how to compartmentalize, but what you want to see is effort, and you want to see a real change. You want to see somebody who's willing to take on some burden, and you want to see your friends vouching for them, or at least their friends, someone vouching for this person as a, you know, testimony to how much they've changed, or what they were going through, and how it makes sense, and how you can reconcile this in your head so that you can move forward. Okay, so there it is. That's your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one, guys.